Wow.
So you never know.
You never really know.
It could just be
know.
whenever.
So we're recording right now.
It could have been 10 minutes ago. Oh.
Right now.
Oh, he got us again.
I got you guys
Oh.
again.
Oh, trickery.
But did you?
Greg, you're really loud.
But did you?
Oh, I kind of just yelled.
Yeah.
No.
No, we're actually starting. We've been gone,
Oh,
guys.
Oh.
We've been gone. So welcome back to the Drop Dead Podcast.
Welcome to
We're
the
back.
Drop
I'm
Dead
gonna
Podcast, Mary Podcast. It is I, Saint Dick.
Oh, how did you already talk about dicks within the first?
It's,
It's not even a minute in.
I love the children.
And how are you?
Oh.
How are
Oh,
you?
is that a precursor?
Far away from the mic and
Dicks
literally
and children.
louder
Yeah.
than.
I love the children with their little
We
knuckles.
just
Wow.
go over the voices and he's
Oh,
instantly
He's
yelling.
so loud. I know he gets
I've
so much
never
louder
heard
when the
anyone
mic's on.
say the term little knuckles, and I never want to
The
hear
children and their little knuckles, they really
No.
make me happy.
Well,
Yeah.
I know you don't know who we're talking about this week or know much about him, but he's a fan of children's knuckles as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this
Big
will be
fan.
interesting.
We're talking about Albert Fish. This is a big
He's a big fish,
gnarly
the biggest
heavy
fish
hitter.
of the sea. They some say.
Hopefully,
no
hopefully
one-
the
no one-
smallest
no one.
pond of horror.
I say it. Okay,
No one says
I'm the only one
it.
that says it. But
I'm just gonna be
He
cutting
is-
you. I'm just gonna be cutting you down tonight.
Yeah.
well, I mean that's what's new.
In front of your girlfriend.
But
Oh,
first,
that looks so cool.
Oh yeah, I'm back. Hi.
Yeah. We're back.
But
Very popular episode, most popular one we've had.
Oh, really?
Julia's back. We don't know. No one listens, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
of like the 4 people that
Yeah.
like listen to it
3
and like
people.
see
Yeah.
the
Listen.
YouTube thing.
Yeah.
What? To
no,
what?
3 people that day listened to it instead of
Wow.
Yeah. Us 3.
2. We're
So-
Oh yeah, that's true.
And
We're-
my
we are-
girlfriend.
we are freshly back from Portland, Oregon. I feel so
Yep.
much more enlightened and so much better than you in every possible way.
Yeah.
Because
I-
you're
yeah.
being a hipster.
I had a
Yeah.
tempeh burger and it was really good.
And I'm like,
We had poutine and fries.
Oh,
I
those
know
are
no one
good.
can see my
Yeah.
hand right now, but I'm like here and I'm raising my hand really high, and everyone else on the planet is like down here. So
So
don't know about
wait,
that.
you go to
Like,
Portland and it just makes you incredibly arrogant.
Elevation wise, we were up here.
yeah, so I now can control things with my mind.
I've been to Portland.
Well, why don't we get to
It's
the
nice, right?
episode?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
No, but you
Okay.
so
suck.
many
Alright.
trees.
You still suck.
I guess
though.
we've
Yeah,
been gone.
I haven't gone
for
the
a
last
while.
few days, so I don't.
We've
have
been
the-
gone for
Yeah.
a while, and people forgot that we have a podcast.
Yeah.
And we're
This
just
is
talking
it.
about Portland.
We may have forgotten that we have a podcast.
That we're even on it.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah. So hey,
We
what are we
listened
doing
to
tonight?
it on our
this is
on our
unreal.
drive.
Greg, you're so loud.
Me?
Yeah.
Turn me down.
Time,
Oh.
time to take you down a notch.
Yeah, turn me
Oh, that's
down.
me.
I mean,
I'm going to have to edit some of this
Oh
out.
yeah, please.
Oh.
Try, Sean.
just so low on the enlightenment
man.
pole.
So,
This is not a
can we
good look
get to
for you.
Albert Fish, boys?
No, it's
Just
not.
not.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
the
please.
star of the show. I want to start. I thought you guys would think this is funny.
Okay.
Don't make kissy faces during the episode.
Not during
Called
the
you
Albert
out.
Fish
Called
episode.
you out.
Wait, when did you
Gotcha.
see that?
Gotcha. So, Hamilton Howard Fish.
Hamilton.
So
Hamilton.
H.H. Fish,
H.H.
some
Fit.
could say.
Wow, that's why we
She's
pay the
spot
big
on.
bucks.
She could
So
just
we pay
replace
her
Why
me.
the
would we
big
pay her the
bucks.
big bucks?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes I get a water
She's
when
a
I come
paid
here.
regular
What
because
is it?
that's how well we're doing.
What's his name? Herbert
We
Humphrey?
have a
Humphrey Herbert? Fish?
Hamilton something.
Hamilton Howard. So, Sean, you're gonna.
You have to rein it in.
I'm gonna hurt ya.
You're gonna have to rein it in a little
You're
bit.
driving me crazy.
Okay.
So let's start. I want to start with his aliases because one of them is not like the others, and if you guys could let me know which one you think it is. Albert, alias Frank Howard, weird. The Gray Man,
Whoa.
creepy. The Boogeyman,
Okay.
the Werewolf of Wisteria.
Like
Wait,
that.
is that a place? Is that an actual place?
Yep,
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't
know, I
sounds
know.
fake.
Wisteria, New York. The Brooklyn Vampire,
I know.
Moon Maniac,
I know.
and Ham and Eggs.
Whoa! Like little children ham and eggs, right? Like
No, they
made
just-
out of people.
They just called him when he was a kid.
The first one.
No, it's Ham and
Oh.
Eggs.
That's-
No. Isn't it the Frank one?
No, Ham and Eggs.
Oh.
You just made up ham and eggs at the
He
end?
just made that
No.
up.
No, that is.
So-
one
Oh,
of-
they're all
I'm a-
his.
These are all
things?
aliases of his.
Oh, I thought we were playing a
Oh.
game show.
So
Yeah, I
Yes,
thought this
you
was
guys-
which one
yeah,
of
That's
these.
the one.
I thought
This
this
is
was
rough
which one
right
of these
now.
is not like the other.
Yeah, it
I
is.
thought that's what we were playing.
Is ham and eggs like the Brooklyn Vampire?
No.
no.
Is ham and
They're
eggs
both edible.
a
Vampires, chomp,
All right.
ham
well,
and eggs,
Bit
chomp.
ruined.
So
I don't know what the
I
point
thought it was
was.
pretty funny.
When
I'm
he-
literally looking
Okay.
online and they're like aliases, and one of them is just ham and eggs.
Okay.
So that's probably what it was
Oh.
called as a child when he came out his mother's womb. It's like,
Well-
oh, you look just like ham and
Well,
eggs.
Oh,
na-
my
he
little
named
wounds over my
himself-
hammy.
Hamilton.
He named himself Albert
He
That
named
was
himself-
good. I
because
just love
kids
that.
used to call
Because
him
it's
ham and eggs.
Hamilton.
Nope. Yeah, kids
Oh.
used to call him ham and eggs, and he
Poor guy.
It makes sense.
so he named himself Albert later. So this is there's a lot of stuff info.
okay.
I mean, this guy is prolific to say the least. One of the sickest people in human history.
Yeah.
On record.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I like that.
You've never heard.
It's gonna be
You
good.
ain't gonna like him later,
Well,
but
I'm just smiling over here like I just got a
you've
lobotomy.
never- okay, wait. I'm just be. You have never heard of Albert Fish before?
I've heard of him. I've heard of his name,
Okay.
but I know
He's
nothing
pretty
about
fucking.
him.
He's
you've heard of
gnarly.
him.
Oh yeah.
His
Oh, yes.
name.
You've heard that, yeah.
Nails in the
Okay.
groin.
okay.
Yeah.
And the buns.
Yeah.
Like,
He
yeah.
loved
Yeah.
hot buns.
So
Yeah.
he
Hot cross
was.
buns.
It was funny. Early Julia was like, "I think you had a really good childhood too," and I started reading it.
No,
Not-
meaning like he came from like a wealthy family. Like he had a trust
Okay.
fund
Okay, that
to
might
help
be true.
him in the orphanage.
Well, yeah, his dad was suffered from religious mania and died when he was 5, and then his mom
Oh.
dropped him
Religious
off.
mania.
Yeah. Okay. Could you dive a little bit deeper into that?
What's religious
Um,
mania?
He's like Jesus, and
No,
he just
it's when-
dies.
It's
or-
like when you're delusionally think, "Oh God, it's gonna be the apocalypse
oh,
is coming,
the
and
second.
you must be religious."
Or he got-
And you stab yourself in the face.
Did
with
he get
the
sick and he
apocalypse.
was like, God will take the cancer from me, and it
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
happen?
Yeah.
Oh,
Something like that.
That
So-
makes sense.
Then he got dropped off in an orphanage.
Oh,
So-
that's pretty good childhood already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting off on the right foot.
My definition
She
of
couldn't-
good is different from
Yeah.
Webster.
So she left him in an orphanage. So this is where his sickness began. Okay, I said no kissy face. When I say something, I mean it. Right?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Dad.
Just like 40 minutes.
I know. It literally, it couldn't last 5. It's cool to see you guys, really happy.
Love's a beautiful thing, but you know what? We're killing people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Albert's killing people. So okay, he goes to the orphanage. So,
So,
they're,
okay,
they're already
okay.
calling him Hammy and over
Ham
moons over
and
my
eggs,
hammy.
ham and eggs, you know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
So that's when his the sadomasochist shit that he would get into later really came into play because
when he was like 5.
this shit's really funny to me. So no, this part. So they would beat him, right?
That's
an orphanage.
You're right.
back in
That's
the
so
day.
funny.
Yeah, hams.
Yeah, got you.
Fucking ham,
It's
dude.
like the late 1800s, so
Let's
That's what
tenderize
they
the
do.
ham today, boys.
Yes.
So they'd be make them strip naked and whip them and beat the children.
What?
But all the other boys are crying.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
a line
People-
of boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all naked. Okay, well, Sean.
That's a Saturday
stop
night.
imagining
popping
it.
about right
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
That's
I'm
Sean.
a little hard right now, so
Yeah.
Stop
keep going.
imagining
Speaking
it.
of that, so you're going down the line, like, fuck you, kid. He'd pop a boner.
Oh,
He
me,
loved it.
Oh, getting beat.
Albert.
Getting beat, he'd be like naked and popping boners, and they'd be
Oh.
like trying to beat him harder. But he's like, yeah.
Be like,
Oh,
harder.
so young Hamilton and I have something in common.
Yeah, you like
Both
when
gay and
No.
young
children.
boys are naked
We
in
both
line.
we both went to school.
Yes.
God, shut up.
Harry.
It's funny how people complain about like bullying now and just look
Good
at
segue.
yeah.
That was smooth.
1800s.
Yeah,
It's like they're getting fucking whipped naked.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Physical abuse is real. Mental, you're bad. It's not real.
It's not even. I
As a
mean, like
kid, it's real. It sucks, but like, come on.
I've been beat up, but
I've been beat the
I've-
shit out of me. when
yeah,
I
same
was a
here.
kid.
But I've never been stripped naked and
Yeah.
whipped.
yeah,
Yet.
me neither.
Yeah,
Yet.
no one's ever aggressively, violently whipped me until I popped a bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You, huh?
What?
Huh?
So, so he enjoyed it, and then because of that, he enjoyed it. The other kids would beat the shit out of him because like, you fucking weirdo. And it probably made the
Made
people pissed, so they beat the other kids harder. Like, because he's popping boners, the other kids probably got it worse.
They suffered
Yeah.
because of his
Whereas he's like,
hard
"Oh."
his hard.
We're gonna beat
His
you.
hard
yeah,
ham.
His predilections.
they beat the
suffered.
kids until they're
Yes.
probably like, we're gonna keep beating everyone else
Until
until
his
this
boner
kid
goes away.
loses his fucking boner.
This kid better lose his boner by fucking tonight.
Yeah.
motherfuckers
Meanwhile, it's just getting harder. He's
He's like,
I
oh
can't
yeah,
even
talk
help
like
myself.
that some more.
Yeah. So his mom took him back when she finally got a job and could afford to. So he began a relationship with another little boy,
Oh wow.
a 12-year-old boy.
He's very
So
progressive.
is he like 7 by now, or like how old is
No,
he?
he's 12.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Yeah.
12
Well,
and 12.
I don't know how
right?
old the other boy is.
12
I
and 12.
apologize.
yeah.
So, and this boy introduced him to oh god.
Good. You keep going.
Coprophagia.
You got it.
what?
Coprophagia.
That's consumption of feces.
Oh, my
And
man.
urolagnia.
The more you know.
Drinking urine.
Really, they got into that.
Yay.
And he was
12.
Wait,
he was
wait.
12 when he started
Could you-
eating shit.
Eating shit.
Yeah.
That boy
and
is
piss.
sick.
Coprophagia.
Phalgia.
Coprophagia. That's
Wow.
what they called
Yeah.
you in high school, right?
That- yeah.
Phagia.
They call me the fucking scat man, dude, because we call it scat nowadays.
Oh, good.
That's where you fucking smell poop.
So, great.
Another
He
thing you have in
began-
common.
Just letting these things go.
He began, and then he would go. So he began at this age going to public baths where he would watch other boys undress, and he also this would come in later. He liked to write obscene letters to women and find targets in classified ads at this age already.
Whoa,
wow.
at 12?
It's
Yeah.
impressive.
So he's a poet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's smart.
He's really romantic,
Yeah.
this young Hamilton.
I had
And
a
he-
cat. I
and he
rescued a
ate
cat
shit.
that I named Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's very, very
By
romantic.
the way.
So
No, Gary.
I didn't hear you.
I had a kitten that I rescued and I named him Young Hamilton.
Did he rape other kittens?
Did he eat
That's
his
why I
own
had to
shit?
rescue him.
Because he was a rape
Well, I don't-
baby?
Well, I don't know about
Did
that.
he eat his own shit?
No.
so
For the
okay.
record.
So
think so.
he left school at 15 and became painter, which he would do for the rest of his life. He was like a house painter, decorator kind of guy, and he was skilled at it. And he claimed to have been a male prostitute. This has not been backed up. I think that's like part of his
Ego.
what or like his like what he wanted to be. You know what I mean? At 15, he started raping boys.
Dude.
Let's say he raped over 100 children.
Wait, he said?
No. This is like
Or facts say?
that he's probably said more. This
It's
is
a
like
rough estimate.
pretty
Like the
factual.
reports show.
Yeah,
Damn.
reports show over 100 children,
What is it?
age 4 to
That's
10.
a lot of love
4
letters.
to 10.
4 to 10.
Yeah.
What
So
a fucking
Oh.
bastard.
it gets
It's pretty
worse.
savage, yeah.
So let's see. Always liked preferred boys under the age of 6, and his first murder was in 1910, where he stabbed a child named Thomas Bendon. So that's pretty calm, right?
Yeah,
Just stabbed a
yeah,
kid.
you're just stabbing young Tommy.
Yeah.
You know, that's
So,
a day, just a
He also
walk in the park.
Yeah, he had been put into an arranged marriage by his mom when he was like 23,
That's
and had a bunch of kids with her.
Did he-
She ran off with the handyman.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Should I make a hand job joke?
No,
No,
'cause
I'm,
it would-
I'm more
no,
enlightened.
because it wouldn't be funny.
I'm
Yeah.
enlightened now,
Or-
so
or
I don't make I
elevated.
don't make
Or
hand job
elevated.
jokes anymore.
the
Sorry.
first word you started with was about
The
dicks.
dicks. So
yeah,
so
I'm,
in
enlightened.
the last
I'm
5
talking
minutes,
about-
you become elevated.
I'm talking about the celestial dick of the universe.
You sound stupid.
That
So-
the chakra point of dick. You know,
Alright.
so that's
Go
what
on, let's keep-
enlightened.
So this is when,
Stupid.
yeah, I'm ignoring it.
Can you give up on this like enlightened Portland thing?
yeah, okay, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
bit-
enlightened.
Okay.
Hey, Bit Killer Jones over here. That's a 10-minute pod throwback.
I don't know.
So he, while he was married, he would have extramarital relationships
Oh, I wonder with who.
with grown men too. But one of them was a mentally retarded man. You can relate to this. Who he tried to castrate. So
Wait,
He
so-
tried to
Oh,
castrate the mentally
no.
retarded man.
Yeah.
It's because he wanted to keep his penis as
It's a trophy.
yeah,
Yeah.
memento.
Am I gonna not be able to bring up anything related to penises without you?
Did I say
That's
the
a
word?
You know that.
This
Did I
penis,
say
We already know that.
This penis is
Did
a
I say
serious
the
word?
penis.
You said
No.
if it's related, you're gonna have to talk about it.
No, I just said he just kept his genitals as a memento. That's something people do when they serial kill.
You want it? Okay. So after his wife left, he became a little crazier. He began hearing voices, suffering from religious delusions like pops.
Really?
And then
He's like, Jesus wants me to fuck little boys.
yeah. So then they had a family summer house. Sounds nice. And he climbed to the top of a mountain and shake his fist at the sky. Said he was Christ and asked his children to hit him in the butt.
Oh. Wait, because those things go
Yeah.
hand in hand.
Yep.
That's a normal summer
He's like-
vacation.
You become Jesus, and then you obviously need to be spanked by
Yeah.
your children.
Yeah, no one flogs better than the kids.
He
Yeah.
just drops trout and he's just like, chastise me in the name of Christ.
Yes.
These are normal kids, by the way.
That's a normal Catholic behavior too, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
Pretty
like,
sure that's not
that's
that
just like
crazy
everyday
yet.
thing, yeah.
But and so at the same time, this is when pain started. So this is when he infamously started pushing needles into his dick.
Oh,
There's
shit.
gonna be a lot of talk about dick from here on out. So
It's going to be hard for Sean to
a
control
warning
himself.
for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Remember, he's enlightened.
Yeah, it's
So
just-
he would push them so far in his ass and cock that they couldn't be retrieved. Like when
Needles?
needles, thin, long, like, and there's X-rays you can see of him, like before they
Yeah.
you can just see needles.
They're
all
just
up
like in
there,
his
20
groin. He would
plus.
put him in his
The
groin.
grundle.
Wouldn't that
yeah.
just
It's
end
in
up?
his
It would
paunch.
stay in there, and then you just move around, and they just stab you all
Yes.
the time.
Just in the bunch.
That's
yeah.
the
He-
point.
he liked the
Loved
pain.
it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where the fun comes in.
So yeah, well, another fun
You never know
one.
when you're
So
getting pricked.
This is
yeah, once you pop, the fun don't stop.
yeah, that's
Sponsored by Pringles.
Yeah.
Drop Dead Podcast.
Yes.
Hit us up, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. We're eating. You know what I mean? We eating out here. What,
Not-
Sean? You should look at me and go, "Oh, I'm not gonna say anything."
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
He's enlightened.
But he could if like at the airport
You
he'd
can
have
say
so
something.
much trouble. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you got anything metal on you?" And he's like, "Well,
Yeah, I got it.
I
In
don't
let me
know
show
if
you."
metal detectors were the same back then.
I-
It's
They
1970.
didn't exist."
So nice one. No, but a good one that he used to do is he'd take a rose, and he'd shove the rose stem side into his cock hole. So the flowers at
It's like
the
a
end
vase.
of his
It's like a
Yeah.
and
it's
he'd
like
dance
a
around in the mirror
phallicle.
with a
wait,
lot
wait.
of
Uh-huh.
With the thorns.
thorns in the dick hole.
How did he
He-
even
what
do
about-
Yeah,
that?
so
He
then-
got it in there, man.
What a,
So when he's
Oh,
so when
that's
he's
too
fully
much.
erect,
Yep.
Daddy is the table.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like
Yep.
this. What a beautiful person. You know what I mean? Just with the rose and
The
just
rose
everything. Just
hanging out.
He's progressive. He's artistic.
he's more enlightened.
In this day and age, he would be like probably just a popular dude in Portland.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's so
Yeah.
artistic.
like this.
Like,
we should just
you
have you
guys, hey,
sit
you
in the
guys can't
house.
say anything about him. He identifies as a table.
He hung out with Al.
It's not his fault he likes little boys. That's what he identifies as.
He
He identifies as a rapist.
as eggs and ham.
Yeah, he identifies as a moon over my hammy.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love Mooney. Don't you?
shout out to Denny's, dude.
Yeah, Denny's
yeah.
word up.
All these food
Sponsor
places.
of
Yeah.
Yep.
Sponsor of
Drop Dead Podcast.
Call us.
So obviously his eldest son kicked him out of his own home.
Oh, that's
Good for him.
role reversal. He's tired of chastising him. In
Yeah.
the name of Christ, you must spank your father.
Yeah. So this is when he became a drifter, painting houses, kind of just doing what he can. He'd get arrested for minor offenses, sending these weird letters. He married a woman, lasted a week.
Did she
How
find?
did, why? Did
Why?
This woman,
Why
it's-
did it last a week?
It's because he gave
why
her
did
a
the
rose.
woman marry him?
He gave her a rose, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, I'd like to give you a gift." And she's like, I would like to leave you right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
must have happened that way.
I mean, probably.
I set the table, hun.
Yeah, hey.
He was just at home with the rose shoved in his dick hole.
So
Could
this
have
is
happened like
when
that.
he starts kidnapping children aged 4 to 10, both sexes. So graphic alert. This
Yeah.
is his.
Turn-
mo-
If you might want to turn the podcast
Yeah.
off.
Good job.
Yeah, if you're a giant pussy, turn it off now. Your modus operandi. He would take tools. He would make a homemade cat o' nine tails. You know what this
Ooh,
is,
Yes, that's the whip.
Greg?
Cat of nine tails.
You know what it is.
It's a cat with 9 tails.
So it's
Like a Pokemon.
It's a
would-
thorn.
like-
That's a Pokemon.
Oh, it's the big thing tuft at the end.
no, it's the one with lots of
Like leathery
strips
strippies.
that are 8 inches long.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
So he'd kidnap these children, whip their butts until blood ran between their legs. He would mercilessly torture and mutilate them with meat cleavers, butcher knives, small handsaws, which he referred to as implements of hell. And most of them were not, quote, murdered, but they would die during the torture. Die of torture over days.
So it,
Wait, they
well,
don't.
no, they're murdered, but like he
Okay.
wasn't like, oh, here's the finishing, whatever. He just
He was just
was
mid
so
torture and then
torturing
they died.
them. Eventually, they would die, and he would always rape them.
it
Males only.
okay.
He'd only rape the males.
Yeah. Before they
So,
were
yeah.
killed.
That's
And
sucks for them.
sucks for
For young
them.
boys.
Sucks to
Sucks
suck.
to be a young boy.
So then,
in
when
the
they were dead,
1910.
he would mutilate their bodies more and cannibalize them until there was nothing edible left on the bones.
No way.
Dude,
Yep.
So
He
he's
ate
an
them.
Epicurean.
Yes.
he is
Gourmet.
full blown. Like, and like he isn't just taking the liver and the heart. He's eating every single
he
part.
cut it into little strips.
The eyeballs, the fucking ears.
Yep.
Intestines. Anything
That's what he
you
says.
can consume.
Did he also eat the
Yes.
toes?
Yeah. They said
Gotcha.
everything. He said everything.
Oh,
You
you
thought?
I
You thought? Yeah,
didn't.
okay. Oh, you didn't
His
know? Okay.
dick's
damn,
not on
it
my
worked.
mind all the time, Sean. You hear that? I'm not just constantly thinking of dick like you.
What?
So he also wrote that he would drink blood too while torturing. So he liked a lot of he drank piss and poop and blood and
So,
human
yeah.
flesh.
He's
We
just
didn't-
like
we
a
didn't really-
toilet. This guy is just like a fucking.
He's like
Yeah.
a
human
sewer.
toilet.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
like a
his letters requested that he be a toilet.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I would love.
Oftentimes, yeah.
He's like,
and
why did Jesus not make me a toilet?
Yeah.
And
God
Yeah.
can't give you everything.
He's
You know,
pissed. He's
totally.
like, so he's a table and he's a toilet.
A lot of like the boys. So
Home Depot sponsor us.
Yeah. Oh God, we lost that one just now. Lost that sponsor. So thanks, Sean. I was
We-
paying my rent.
We still have Lowe's that can sponsor us.
Okay.
Like, not
I'll reach
anymore.
out to Lowe's.
Not
Yeah,
anymore.
Lowe's
Reach
is like a
out.
good handyman store.
Yeah. Sean is making a crude gesture at me right now because he heard handyman. So to him, he goes, handy, dick, I'm gay, jack off motion. That's what
I
his
didn't
brain does.
know such thing, sir.
He was asking if you wanted a handyman.
Yeah, I know.
deeply
I'm
resent
gonna
that
ignore it.
comment
I'm
that
gonna
you just
ignore it.
made. You are such a fucking piece of shit.
And now he's
Where-
doing
what are you
weird
doing?
voice.
What are you
Yes,
doing?
I
What
don't know what's
happened to
happening.
you?
Jesus told me to be a table
Oh,
with a
he's
rose in
being
my
Are you-
Albert
penis.
Fish.
Are you on a hill?
He's
Yeah,
getting
that's
Albert.
what I think
So
how he sounds
he,
like.
Oh,
he liked
probably.
a lot of these African American victims and retarded, well, developmentally disabled,
Retarded.
retarded
Yeah.
Wait, so
people.
Well, that was the
Kids.
word in 1910.
I don't want
Yeah,
to be.
we're just
I don't want to
sticking
be.
They
with the
were
times.
they weren't in
I don't
Portland.
say that word.
I don't-
Portland wasn't
What?
developed
Not a
yet.
fan.
No, I wouldn't. I don't even
Very
want to be
progressive.
mean, but it's probably easier back then to go for the
Of course. Not
For
mean,
the
that's just
retards?
fact.
kind of.
Retarded black kids? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
social
Way
services
easier.
wasn't
Yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah. Racism was around, though.
Yes.
Sure was.
It's early America.
Equality just
1900.
wasn't really
Yeah.
very equal.
And he claimed to have killed at least one child in each of the 23 states in which he had lived because he was a drifter, so he'd go from town to town. He'd paint a house, kill a kid, get the heat, leave. You know what I mean? That was his deal.
So it's like when you go to different states and you get a T-shirt for whatever
Yes.
state you're in. He's goal oriented.
A retarded black kid for every state.
He had a solid schedule of just 9 a.m. paint a house.
Mm-hmm.
What 1 p.m.
Yeah,
Get
you like
shit
an
on.
apartment building,
Rape a-
right? And
rape
you
a
just
child.
Check out the kids.
Find
that
some
were
shit to
hanging
eat
around.
in the house you're
And-
painting.
Some actual shit.
Yeah,
So
oh yeah.
there was
Actual
no
shit.
Find the bedpan.
Right.
there was no cars. I mean,
Well, yes, well,
I mean, like not readily available
What
cars.
Like,
early.
like 3 Model Ts.
This is
right?
like 19.
I don't know
there
when
would-
cars were made.
When's the first
So-
car, Greg?
Like Model T was like 1914.
Okay.
Ah, shit.
He
so
died
It
in
was like a sidecar.
1930. No, not even 1936.
What was, cars were scarce.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but okay. That's what the point I'm trying to make is the cars were scarce.
Mm-hmm.
How was he finding children? How was he procuring these
Horseback.
kids?
Just said it.
It was the goddamn Wild West.
No, he would just grab he'd do it in
Not in
the
the West,
buildings.
though.
He was
Kids
you know,
were
like,
just
in
walking
tenement. These were like
around.
tenement
Yeah, they
buildings
weren't in cars either.
in New York,
They
right?
were walking.
In the
Thanks,
hood.
thanks, Greg.
Hey, back in
so
my
he's
day.
painting, he'd take him to the boiler room. You know what I mean?
Was there a hood in 1915?
Are you
kidding?
Yeah.
Everywhere was a
Tenement?
hood.
It was just
Yeah.
called
It
like
was the
slums.
OG original projects.
Yeah.
Tenement
Okay.
buildings.
Well, how there's like the term free range child, like now what we used to describe children that
That's
are
like a cow.
allowed to like play freely
Mm-hmm.
in Los Angeles.
Play freely in the prairies.
Yeah, like kids that aren't like walking around in bubble wrap. It's like a free range child.
Yeah,
Chicken.
the community raises
All the
them.
kids were
I'm
free
just-
range children
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
of chicken.
in
instead of-
1910. Yeah, well,
Well,
they
he
were
would go-
also
Where they,
carrying
that's
chickens.
where she got that from.
I know.
Yeah.
John.
And
Yeah.
he
Good-
would make
good-
money,
good
right? So he'd
connection.
have a place to live that he could bring him to.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
like, hey, come
He
over.
painted building. He
Yeah,
always
come
made
to my
money.
scary
Um,
apartment.
But so the scary, they called him the Gray Man because, like the children's friends, whenever they're like,
He was
hey,
an
what hap-"
alien.
All right. Well,
They called him the Gray Man because he was super scary
Yes.
looking. He was this
So-
big, tall dude.
mm-hmm.
Well, not big, like bulky, but like this
Tall,
really tall,
disgusting,
gaunt
creepy.
man.
And the children, the friends would be like, yeah, the boogeyman took him.
Yeah, he
That's all
probably
I always
smelled
said.
like shit and piss. He would like
Yep.
go run into the
Yep.
woods,
He's, yeah.
literally
was
into
a
the
monster.
woods.
A monster.
Straight up.
Cutting, yeah.
The stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, like, let's see. Let me read. Tortured, 4-year-old. Tortured, cut off his ears and nose, slit his mouth from ear to ear, removed his eyes, died from the torture, disemboweled, decapitated, dismembered, and castrated post-mortem, and drank his blood.
Normal.
That's normal behavior.
Yeah. Well,
he
from
would-
someone who also says "I am Christ" on the hilltop, I mean,
The next step.
Yeah, that's-
sponsored by the Church of Christ.
Yeah.
Talk to the podcast.
If you hear someone saying "I am Christ," just make sure you keep the pins away from them.
Yeah. Well, or they just have schizophrenia.
Okay. Yes. Greg, for some
Sponsored
reason,
by NAMI, National Association of Mental Illness
Thanks.
or Mental
Greg
Health Initiative,
thought that
something.
The voice of reason.
so
Yeah.
funny.
I did?
Yeah, you just
Yeah, because I just smashed your joke with just.
with your Hulk smash.
Oh, I just smashed it with reality. Sometimes it happens, Sean. It's okay.
So, okay. Francis McDonald, one of his victims.
Oh, young Francis.
Yes. You're not going to be happy you laughed in a minute.
Uh-oh.
I think I've heard of Francis actually.
The parents of 8-year-old Francis McDonald reported him missing in 1924. The young boy was last seen playing catch with friends near Staten Island. And they were told he walked off with a man who had a gray mustache. After hearing the description, the mom revealed she'd seen him. He came shuffling down the street, this is Fish,
Shuffling.
mumbling to himself, making queer motions with his hands.
Oh,
so
like-
he's literally... Damn it.
You set yourself up for queer
I don't know.
motions,
Yeah.
mumbling, shuffling.
Again,
Literally, queer
my brain
motions with
isn't
your hands.
always on cock.
No, that's not what I
I
was
saw his
doing.
thick gray hair and drooping gray mustache, whatever. Everything faded and gray. And then later, the boy was... Excuse me? No. The boy was found hanging from a tree.
Aw.
is strangled with his own suspenders, and his left leg was stripped of all of its flesh.
He had to eat that.
Remember
Yeah.
suspenders?
Really? That's what you got from that?
Such a, like, what are they? Are they back in, or when can we wear?
Just fucking Jerry Seinfeld. You didn't think about suspenders, huh?
What are they suspended?
Oh, remember
Are they back?
Suspenders?
I don't know. I
In
think
Portland,
so.
they
You are a human in the world. Do you see them?
No.
Exactly. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
Suspenders have been suspended from the world.
So.
Oh
is
my
this-
god, I'm 900 years old.
Is this the person that he wrote the note to the mother?
No.
No, he
Okay.
wrote.
We're getting there.
Can I read that
Yes.
note?
Oh.
I'll read it out loud.
No. Can I?
He wants to read it in character.
God no. So he wrote. Okay, he murdered Grace Budd, and afterwards wrote an anonymous letter to her mother describing.
Oh. Can I interject?
Yes.
Do we know the story of how he got to Grace Bud?
No,
Yes,
I don't.
but please do.
One day,
Oh.
so he was going around to different people's houses being like, hey, what's up, hello, I'm the new scary gray man in town, do you mind if I talk with you and your family? And he goes into the Bud house because he needs like help for work or something, right? He
Yeah,
wants his
caretaker.
like the two boys to do work with him. And I was like, oh, I'll be back to get your boys.
Yeah, well, you wanted the boys. Yeah.
Yeah, and then little sweet Grace Bud comes walking along while, by the way, they're eating a pot of hot cheese, which doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's like the dish that they're eating is like a pot of hot cheese, and it's just so. Gray man loving some hot cheese, and then little Gracie walks in, and he's like, "Oh, my niece is having a birthday party. Would you like to come too?" And then
he has
off-
no niece. Spoiler alert.
no creepy dude has a niece. So parents, don't let your kids go anywhere. This is when you need to wrap your kids in bubble wrap. When a fucking ghost man comes to eat cheese in your house and is like, "Let me take your child to a birthday party."
But
Smelling like
they were.
shit and piss.
He
Yeah.
was like infatuated because normally he preferred
Boys,
little boys.
yeah.
But he was
Yeah.
like infatuated. She was like so angelic and like he like fell in love almost with her in a sick.
need to be inside of her. She's so angelic.
Yeah,
He only raped boys, man.
yeah,
No,
he
this is
Like,
new.
dude.
This
He
is
want-
new.
No, he didn't
no,
rape
it's
her. That'd be
he
disgusting.
needs her blood.
Oh,
He
okay.
needs
She's
her
pure,
blood.
Sean.
He wants
pure.
he wants her inside of him. Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah.
to purify
That's
his soul.
okay. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say.
He
No, you
needs
didn't.
her blood.
need you inside of me.
Yeah, so then this is where the wisteria part comes in.
Yep, so that's-
take it away.
Yes, took her to an abandoned house called Wisteria's Cottage, and where he killed her, cannibalized her. So he, this is the letter describing what he did to her, written to the mom, who agreed. He was like, "Oh, take my daughter," and he did this, and then wrote her a letter.
My dear Mrs. Budd, in 1894, a friend of mine shipped as a deckhand on the steamer Tacoma Captain John Davis. They sailed from San Francisco to Hong Kong, China. On arriving there, he had two others were sent ashore and got drunk. When they returned, the boat was gone.
Are you reading the full letter?
Yeah.
There's like just the part about the girl, right? That I could read, or do you want to?
This part's interesting though.
No, it is.
Alright,
No, it's
alright,
interesting.
alright.
Sets the stage.
I'll stop
Alright.
with the voice.
no.
No, it's
No,
great. People love it.
I'll keep going.
Do it.
At the time, there was a famine in China.
Fuck.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. Meat of any kind was from $1 to $3 a pound. So great was the suffering among the very poor, all the children under 12 were sold for food in order to keep others from starving. A boy and girl under 14 was not safe in the street. You could go in any shop and ask for steak, chops, a stew of meat. Part of the naked body of a boy or girl would be brought out, and that just what you wanted cut from it. A
Wait,
boy...
This so you could order
Yes.
people.
According to him, like,
Allegedly.
Okay.
like this is
probably his little fantasy.
I don't think they actually even know if he actually met the steamboat captain, but
Sure.
anyways. Okay, so a boy or girl's behind, which is the sweetest part of the body, was sold as veal cutlet bought from the highest price. John said there was so long he acquired a taste for human flesh. On his return to New York, he stole 2 boys, one 7, the other 11. Took them to his home, stripped them naked, tied them in a closet, and burned everything they had several times each day and night. He spanked them, tortured them, to make their meat good and tender. First, he killed the 11-year-old boy because he had the fattest ass, and of course, the most meat on it. Every part of his body was cooked and eaten except the head, bones, and guts. He was roasted in the oven, all of his ass.
Oh, you're like
Oh, keep
4 years
going.
old.
You're
Literally,
in- you're
he
in
says ass and he
Keep it
die
going.
laughing.
He just
ass.
puts in parentheses all of his ass. Boiled and broiled and fried and stewed. The little boy was next. Went the same way. At that time, I was living at 409 East 100th Street, near the right side. He told me so often how good human flesh was, I made up my mind to taste it. On Sunday, June the 3rd, 1928, I called you at 406 West 15th Street, bought you a pot cheese, strawberries. We had lunch. Grace sat on my lap and kissed me. I made up my mind to eat her. On the pretense of taking her to a party, you said yes, she could go, which is stupid because he smells like shit and piss. I took her to an empty house in Westchester I'd already picked out. When we got there, I told her to remain outside. She picked wildflowers. I went upstairs and stripped off all my clothes. I knew if I did not, I would get her blood on them. When all was ready, I went to the window and called her. Then I hid in the closet until she was in the room. When she saw me all naked, she began to cry, and this is really getting really fucked up. And I tried to run down the stairs. She tried to run down the stairs. I grabbed her, and she said that she would tell her mama. First, I stripped her naked. How she did kick and bite and scratch. I choked her to death, and then cut her into small pieces so I could take my meat to my rooms, cook and eat it. How sweet and tender her little ass was roasted in the oven. It took me 9 days to heat her entire body. I did not fuck her though. The letter says THO for though also.
Idiot.
I could have had. I wished. She died a virgin. So I think he's
Thank
giving
God
some kind
for
of,
that.
I think he's just, it's part I'm not gay.
No, no, he's probably like, hey, well,
I like little girls too, man.
I don't understand. It's like, oh, this is some kind of consolation that.
Well, that's stupid. It's I wish you could have. You did anything you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
I
saying
don't think
shit.
it's gonna make her
Oh.
feel any better, right?
I don't
No,
think he's
she's
trying to
dead.
make the mom feel better with the letter.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Why did he say that though? It's like,
That he-
hey,
that
but
he
It's
didn't.
part of
hey,
his.
just
He's
so you
just
know,
a creepy dude.
Yeah.
I cut her up and ate her, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's like
I didn't-
extra
I didn't
creepy
touch her
ones.
in a weird
I also
way.
think
Yeah.
the letters are for himself. You know what I mean? They're entertaining himself.
Why did he have to be naked? Oh, blood.
Blood.
yeah, no blood
Yeah.
on his clothes. Those are nice
That's what
clothes.
he said.
He doesn't want to get blood smell on his shit and pissy clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be.
But that letter is so fucked
Sacrilege.
up. That's so fucked up.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he did a lot of that.
Yeah, but that's just him just writing how good her ass
How
tasted.
good her ass was.
And he wasn't.
He's just this guy's. This is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, not.
I mean,
pretty,
there's
it's very crazy.
and there's so much detail. I think he would. The shit he did to himself was so fucking gnarly, dude.
To himself, I mean,
The needles.
yeah, that's super bad compared to eating children whole for 9 days straight.
Well, he yeah.
Well, no, you usually get one or the other.
Yeah.
This guy's,
The full.
He's
This guy's the full
The,
shebang.
yeah.
he's the whole poo
kit and
poo
caboodle.
platter.
Oh, he has a poo poo platter.
Made a poo poo platter joke.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
that's
good.
It's really good,
He
great.
literally eats shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and ass.
We didn't go into that enough. I was very interested in that part of him.
That's the part that you liked?
Well,
That's what began. That's the start of everything.
That's
I mean, I just don't.
That's some level 1 shit, dude.
Well-
Eating poop.
Well, no. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Some noob
Yeah.
shit, dude.
That's
That's
just
beginner rookie shit.
eating shit is normal, I guess, for you.
Yeah, dude. I fucking graduated from that like years ago.
Have you?
He like our friend, our star, our probably my favorite episode, Peter Curtin.
Yes, the
Soft
blood.
to come. He has a similar quote. What?
No, I'm interested.
Oh, similar quote to him. Remember his told the beheading quote?
Yeah. Oh, he has
said-
his last words.
Yeah, last words. What
No,
a,
no.
what a thrill that
The
would,
last words
that
that
will
she-
be if I have to die in the electric chair. It will be the supreme thrill, the only one I haven't tried.
Oh, hey, that is pretty similar.
Yeah.
So I think you know.
Another quote from him: "I like children; they are tasty."
He has such a way with words.
That's not. I mean, that's not.
I like children.
We should all just print that on shirts.
Yeah, dude, that'd be good. I'd rock that.
I like
I like
children.
children;
Yeah,
they
you
are
wouldn't be-
tasty.
I wouldn't wear it during the
Albert
daytime.
Fish.
Is there any pictures
No,
of his
you wear
face?
that in Portland? Like, oh, that's
Bro, that's so
I
deep.
get it, man.
That's
Yeah.
like insightful.
I got it,
He was
Bob.
such a beautiful man with his
Yeah.
rose penis, you know,
Yeah.
like
Well, they'd
oh
have
my
no
God.
idea who he is, but they'd be like, you put the quote Albert Fish, and be like, oh yeah,
The
that guy.
poet.
Yeah.
Great philosopher, man. I totally when he was saying that there about children, it's like talking about our innocence, but like it's crazy.
It's like
I'm
talking about like
surprised
the planet, like how like we're eating it.
Yeah.
And like we like the taste of the
Yeah.
planet and how we're destroying it.
It's so funny.
So-
you could trick any hipster into just you could be like, yeah, you could make them think anything.
I'm wearing a flannel as a jacket. I'd like everyone to know that.
Oof,
I know.
oof.
I don't like me either.
No, you're taking it back. You're taking it back because flannels are great. They
I'm
took them
keeping
from us.
warm.
They took flannels from us.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Flannel, yeah, I used to
Everyone's calling him flannels.
Yeah, it's a flannel.
No, like with FW.
No one said that.
Flannel.
Flannel.
You're
Flannels.
saying flannel.
No one said that.
That's what I'm hearing you say. Is okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Dude, he would beat himself until with the cat of nine tails. All this stuff he
Oh.
Oh, did
nailed
you hear-
boards with nails in it. Like, he just
Did you hear about the
fucked
hot
himself up.
dog?
Loved him. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Did he make human hot dog?
Shove a hot
No.
dog up his dick.
No. Well, close.
Okay, I didn't say that.
Close.
bum?
Yeah, and the
His
police
bum.
found it.
Wait.
That's like not that bad.
That's
though.
not-
No, it's not. But it's just
Everybody's-
I mean, everybody's done it, but it's just like a
Yeah.
funny little quip. You
Did they-
know?
when they arrested him.
Yeah.
Wait,
when
they found it? How did they find
yeah,
it?
because he would
They're
keep
like,
this.
what's that?
He would keep the same hot dog exactly. That's what
Oh.
happened. They said, "What's this?"
So that's my fucking hot dog. What do you mean? What is that?
Yeah, they found it in a drawer.
You guys don't
That's my
keep-
special.
Oh.
That's my special hot dog. You do not touch that. It is my most prized possession.
So he'd go around with a hot dog constantly in his butt.
I don't know if it
It's
was
like-
always in
that's
there,
before-
but he would just
He'd wake up, brush his teeth, do his hair, put a
Yeah.
hot dog.
put
in
his
butt.
hot dog in.
Because butt plugs were only for the rich at the time. Only the rich people had butt plugs. So he, decided for the next best thing, which would be a hot dog that he would use and reuse.
Especially
And
didn't
silic-
use someone's dick.
Silicone hadn't been perfected yet.
I could see the police like, oh, what is this? It's a piece of evidence, and they fucking take it. And it just smells like shit.
And I like that it
The
was
things
kept.
that get you going. It's crazy.
I just like that
Put
it
it in
was.
the locker. Put it in the locker, boys. We got this one.
I just like that it
Someone
was
eats
kept
it.
with him. That it wasn't like it was a multi-use hot dog. It was very
Yeah.
environmentally friendly.
I'm sure that
Totally.
he was like upset when they took that hot dog.
Yeah.
from him.
That's
Probably,
my
yeah.
Like,
I've got a quote
wait.
that you're gonna like, Sean.
Uh oh.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you might relate. I
It's
don't
about
know.
dicks.
Is it about
Um,
communism
no.
again?
No.
Do you think he was a communist?
I mean, bro, every murderer.
Sean,
in
what do you
history.
think?
What? No, I mean
You want to hear the quote?
Okay.
I just thought
he
you
was
might
a
relate.
capitalist
All right,
All right.
pig.
cool.
Okay.
So, Sean, you're listening. Just, you know what I mean.
Yes,
You'll be able
I'm
to relate.
listening.
Okay, I know you will. His little monkey was as sweet as a nut, but his peewees I could not chew.
What a
I threw them in the
what a
toilet.
poetic person. I mean, like
His little monkeys. That was his butt cheeks.
Wait.
He's
Can you
talking
say
about
it
his
again?
own ass.
No, about a little boy he ate.
Yeah.
Can you say it again?
His little monkey was as sweet as a nut, but his peewees I could not chew. I threw them in the toilet.
His peewees?
Yeah,
Pee-pee.
his
Oh, his
peewees
nuts.
were his cajones.
Cajones.
Yeah, that's what, his balls.
Yeah.
And his monkey?
and peewees and a nice little fat.
What was
behind-
his monkey?
I
His
think
dick?
that must
Yeah.
be his dick, but no, because he's talking about roasting the monkey like a butt.
Just-
No, because in some of the letters he
strange.
would talk about.
monkeys.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he would talk about the mentally handicapped boy
Mm.
that
It's
he had.
retarded.
That he would talk about. He had to he had this son, probably like a fake son. I think that he would say that he had to toilet train him or
Mm.
something. Yeah, you know
I remember.
that.
So he'd sit underneath them and open his mouth.
Well, yeah, when he would open it, but
Must
he
potty
would,
train my son.
he would
Yeah,
talk
I
about.
was the toilet.
Yeah, that sometimes if he can't take his pants off fast enough, his monkey gets pee on it. Because he would use weird words
Yeah.
like monkey and pee pee,
Peewees, yeah.
which is so uncomfortable for
a man that
creepy-
eats people.
Yeah.
eats people, and then old Grandpa
no-no.
Albert.
His no-nos had blood all over them. And so
I'd be-
I
it'd
licked
be-
them off.
I mean, in his confession of this one, he literally gives a recipe. He's like, I made a stew out of his ears, nose, piece of his face, and belly.
2 teaspoons of
I
salt.
put onions, carrots, turnips, celery, salt, and pepper. It was good. Then I split the cheeks of his behind open, cut off his monkey and peewees, and washed them. Good. I put strips of bacon on each of his behinds and put them in the oven. I picked 4 onions, and when the meat had roasted about a quarter hour, I poured about a pint of water over it for gravy and put the onions in. Frequent intervals, I basted his behind with a wooden spoon so the meat would be nice and juicy.
Good technique.
In 2 hours, it was nice and brown and cooked through.
Great British Bake Off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He literally.
I have never eaten any roast turkey that tasted half as good as this sweet little behind.
So, do you think any cannibals have followed this recipe?
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
Any Albert Fish fans are like, let's make an Albert, Albert or
Fish
a
stew?
Fish
hammy,
roast.
a moons over Miami stew.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would be a cannibal cookbook.
Yeah,
Like a
How about a
funny, but
cannibal
like
funny
cafe?
gag gift, a
Yeah.
gag gift that you actually
gift.
try
You
one
should
day.
just have a
'cause
cannibal
all
restaurant.
recipes from
because you dream about
weirdos.
eating humans. You know,
Yeah.
it's you.
No, a restaurant would be better. Then you can actually have dishes.
Yeah, that's gonna happen
Yeah.
in China.
No.
Yeah.
It's obviously not real
Oh,
human
fake.
child, but you order
Brain, but it's like made out of
yeah,
pig brain.
Tofu.
you order little boy feet,
Okay.
and it's not
Too
obviously.
much Portland.
Yeah, Portland's progressive. They got that there.
I didn't see
Probably.
any.
Moons over Miami? Yeah, they got.
No,
I know, I'm
the
just
Cannibal
making-
Kitchen,
Cannibal,
That would be
cool.
pretty metal. That's a pretty
Cannibal
metal.
Cafe.
In LA,
But,
it'd do
but
well, probably.
little boy feet. I don't think anyone
No,
would
you'd have to
order
make
that.
it-
Okay, well, it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
It could be monkey toast.
because you'd get a combination of tourists, and then you start getting regulars, and then it's like, oh, who's this weirdo?
Well, yeah. Then you get
Yeah,
an
shambling.
FBI raid.
I mean,
Yeah.
you get shut down immediately. But
Yeah, I
don't
for
think
the
so.
week that it was
You
open,
got a lot of people
I don't
who
think
pretty
so.
cool.
you got a lot of mumbly, shambly people
I think
Yeah.
fully legal.
that
Yeah,
make
it's legal, you're right.
hand
100%
gestures.
legal.
You'd have a hard time staying open in a lot of towns though, because it'd be the city would be like,
yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
they'd shut you. But
So,
like
no, they would
here in
not.
a city,
LA,
in a
100%
city,
easy.
I think you'd get away with it.
They
but
couldn't be like two.
but
like,
you'd
oh,
have a
fucking
very-
Pee-wee monkey.
it's
stew,
not a
you
good.
know?
It's not a good business model because you're only narrow. You have a narrow margin of people that would eat there.
Yeah, but
It's
like
the-
a
it's the
horror
taboo of it,
themed
though.
restaurant.
Yeah, like in Brooklyn or
They have
something.
those. They're actually do very
yeah.
well.
There's restaurants also that they just talk shit
They
to
just
you
sell
and
monkeys.
they get
Yeah.
mean to you, and
Yeah,
it's
we
people
can
love that shit.
Shove, you know what I mean? Pretend to shove needles in them.
Yeah.
Pretend.
Pretend.
Uh-huh.
No, you get
You
the
get fried monkeys and stewed peewees.
you get the condiments in needles, and you can
Mhm.
and then eat it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well,
Do we have? Oh, does that wrap it up?
no.
Because she probably
Oh.
has 10 hours more of.
Oh no
Albert
no.
Fish.
I just had a fun question
What's
about.
up?
Do
We're-
we have a favorite cannibal? But we'll get to that at the end.
I don't.
Well, it's the end. Let's do it now.
Oh no. You say your thing.
No. I have nothing left.
Do we have a favorite cannibal?
What do you
Um,
guys
I don't
do?
know enough about them.
Yeah, well,
I know. Yeah, I bet you do.
She probably does. I think Peter Curtin. He drank blood. It's technically cannibalism, right?
That's a lame cannibal.
That's a fucking.
You don't want one that eats the monkey?
I have mine.
Okay, let's hear Nick's.
No. Let's hear Julia's.
I mean, I like J-Dom because of the brain stuff. Because
cool.
he was like the rogue chemist.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Dennis Nielsen.
He's real sick.
Yeah, my favorite part about Dennis Nielsen is when he would burn bodies in his backyard and he would play the Exorcist theme song over his bonfire.
It's pretty metal.
Yeah.
You know who I like? And I don't think he was actually necessarily a cannibal, but Robert Picton would grind,
Yes.
and then he'd sell the meat to just the public
Yeah.
and make everyone else cannibals.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty...
Yeah, I think Canada had a pig lady too.
Did they?
Uh-huh. I think it was Canada or like some
Canada's got some
place
in
up
their
there.
pig farms. It's not safe.
Well, I think it's the pigs that aren't safe.
Well, I think a lot of people died too.
What?
Well,
By
no,
Robert
the
Picton.
the pigs
Oh,
eat
yeah.
the stuff. So, no pigs, no murder, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Pigs
we
did
can
it.
solve it all now.
Yeah. No pigs, no murder.
Yeah.
If
Sean?
it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Well,
Right?
I mean, if you want to eat the peewees and stuff, you don't want your pigs eating the peewees.
I just listened to an entire episode. I just listened to an entire podcast about pyrons, which attributes to mad cow and other like horrific diseases where your proteins just don't fold right, and your brain just like
Fries.
like
cooks.
collapses in on itself. So I'm like really hesitant of meat eating.
You don't want to
Really?
get mad monkey disease.
No mad monkey disease.
Yes.
No mad peewees.
I like Issei Sagawa
Yeah.
because he's free
Uh
and he
huh.
writes children's books in Japan.
Oh, I forgot about.
Yeah.
Oh,
He does
okay.
piss porn.
Really? That's what
Yeah.
he's up to?
He's
No,
a
you
celebrity.
Can see it. I mean, this was years ago. I think, he's a little, older now. He might be. He's alive, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
he used to like Japanese porn stars.
He's
would-
aged out of piss porn.
would piss on him,
Oh,
and then like
wow.
he'd be like a mom, like scared, like and then they'd pin him down and pee on him.
That's great.
Yeah, that's just I love Japan for that.
Yes.
It's insanity. This guy ate a chick.
Well, yeah. I mean, Japanese fucking go hard in the paint in terms of like fucking mutilation, and
They're pent
A
up,
level
man. They're
above.
pent up. So when they get released, they go to the extreme.
It's weird that they have a high population, but like according to what the charts or whatever the fuck the graphs, we have the most serial killers, right? That have been
Oh my
caught.
god, unreal
Oh, we did the
Unrivaled.
numbers once.
numbers.
We
did
went
that.
over the
So
numbers,
crazy.
yeah.
It's
But-
insanity. But we also have the best criminal justice. I mean, it's not perfect. It's actually terrible, but it's also the best in the
Yeah,
world.
that's probably why the number's as high as it is, because people actually get caught
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Where in other countries, they don't have the numbers because people are just,
I-
they just died.
I also like, which we'll do a whole episode on. It's also one of my favorite movies, but Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole. They claim to have eaten people.
That's
But they claimed a lot of
Julia.
shit.
That's Julia's one of
I love
Julia's
that.
favorite,
That could be like-
favorite
Yeah.
couples.
Couples, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
They're a couple. Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah.
they're very
Teeny
cute.
bit.
Cute
Yeah,
together.
they did stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, Henry.
Who can resist that weepy eye?
I know, right?
The,
Well,
Yeah.
Otis was the fucking,
Ooh.
you
He's
know,
a mover and a shaker.
he just,
Ba-banana.
Otis he was into Henry. Henry was a
Yeah.
little pushing back, like,
He gave him some pushback on
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh,
While they were
do you-
drifting.
He'd like let him suck his cock and then be like,
Get out of here,
Get
Otis.
out.
Yeah, Otis.
all right,
Eat it.
Okay, Otis.
I
It's
just
enough.
we should do a whole just on retarded serial killers. I got like mentally
Oh.
retarded serial killers.
Mentally disabled.
Retarded.
Okay, I have 2 points. Real
Okay, Nick?
quick.
You did.
It's
I
retarded.
know you just got back from Portland. You need to calm it down. Let's hear the points.
Okay, so point A is do you you know about the whole Hand of Death situation.
Yes.
Do you or do you not think it was interesting that Henry Lee Lucas was pardoned by none other than George W. Bush?
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
W. was
W.
like, hey, Henry, just you could come kick it
but
with old W.
I like
Okay.
all of it. It's just he's retarded. That's the part where I'm like,
Or is he? Is
Wait.
it just a facade?
that's true. That's true.
That's-
Well,
been-
coming from Florida, we had Jeb. I liked Jeb.
Mm-hmm.
He
Jebby.
did well in
Jeb.
Florida. I liked him in Florida. But then he ran for president and fucked it all up. So, part 2.
Of
Oh, what were we just talking
we'll do a little
about?
tease. This is a teaser of a future episode.
Yeah, what were we just... what
Henry
were-
Lee Lucas,
and
Hand of
then
Death, or whatever.
After that...
He was pardoned by George W.
Yeah, and then
Bush.
af-
He's retarded.
Jeb.
But
Oh,
is he-
retarded serial killers.
yeah.
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
can I share... Because I'm probably not going to be here for that.
Okay.
Rick,
Or will you?
Dun,
Prob-
dun, dun.
probably not. Because
Whoa.
I only show up every 6 months. Have you heard of Ricky Ray Rector?
No. Rector?
Damn near killed her.
That's already, so many
Rector?
people have done that.
What I just did?
Ricky, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, good old Ricky Ray, this goes into the ethics of mentally challenged serial killers and retarded serial killers.
Yeah,
and
thank you. Thank you.
do we execute them?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So Ricky Ray went to this like diner bar that you had to pay like $2 or something insane for the cover to get into this diner bar dance hall thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Ray doesn't want to pay that, so he shoots the bouncer and like kills him. So then Ricky Ray runs home and like holds himself up in the house, and Grandma is like, "Ricky Ray, you gotta give yourself up."
Mm.
Ricky Ray shoots the police.
Cha-bam.
Yeah, shoots
Cha-bam.
the police officer
Yeah.
that's coming to get him.
No, Ricky, why'd you go?
Ricky, why'd you do that? So they like bring out another cop or something, and then Ricky Ray decides to shoot himself in the head to kill himself.
Doesn't die.
Fucks it up.
Right.
You-
So then he's just hanging out on death row because they decide to kill him.
But he is disabled
He
at this
is-
point because he
is
is blown half of his
out to
fucking
lunch.
brain.
Yeah.
So it's like, ethically, do we kill this guy?
Yeah.
Because he made the choice when he
incompetent.
was competent.
Correcto.
Absolutely. And you to show how retarded he was, I have
Uh-huh.
a quote.
Getting to the good part.
I don't know if we're thinking of the same thing.
I think so.
So
Does it have to do with pie?
yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, see, that's my girl.
Uh-huh.
Damn. His final meal: steak, fried chicken, cherry Kool-Aid, and pecan pie.
want that pie.
From the restaurant that he tried
No
to
way.
his final meal he wanted from the restaurant that he shot the bouncer
He's
at.
definitely conscious enough to where he.
Well,
he's like,
just
that's
wait, just wait. He's like, oh, this is good food, and then he doesn't fit. He doesn't eat the pie, and the guard's like, oh, I didn't eat the pie, but he's like, well, I'm saving it for later. This is right before
Stick
he's
my dick in it.
going to
kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't
His
know. He's
final
about to die.
meal.
He's like,
Saving
I'm
it for
full.
later.
I mean, that's
I'm
how
full.
I would like to go. Is
You're
not
never gonna eat
knowing
again.
it.
He's like, yep, tomorrow.
Oh no! Well, not how you would like to go because he was also morbidly obese, so they had a really hard time finding a vein. So he's just rolling around like.
Where's my pie?
I'm like,
I want my pie now.
yeah, so he's probably A, hungry, B, they can't stick him, so...
That's a problem that I actually ended up having.
All right.
True.
And on that note,
From
Yeah.
obesity?
no.
No,
I know. I'm aware of why.
So-
he had that.
Ravenous drug use.
That's disappointing. I didn't know that about you.
But
guys.
Secrets.
But
Wanted to hear.
before we sign off,
Oh yeah, who's
We
your
should-
favorite cereal, or your favorite
Yeah,
cannibal?
you didn't say it.
no,
Sorry, I
I mean,
skipped
I
you.
don't have. I mean, like right now, I'm still a pretty
Someone that
fresh.
gobbles cock.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Thanksgiving was a
Oh,
couple
you
weeks
could-
ago, so you
you
kind of
could,
missed
like,
it
Luca
on
Mac-
saying that joke.
You could like Luca Magnotta then. He's a
You-
cock
you-
gobbler.
Wait, you turned straight since Thanksgiving? I'm
Yes,
confused. Oh,
I don't
okay.
make wee
Got
wee
it.
jokes anymore.
Got it.
So,
Wait.
we should all visit Gary, Indiana.
Oh yeah,
Why?
Gary,
Because-
Indiana, Gary.
You guys
Indiana.
don't know about Gary, Indiana? It's literally like it's.
This is how you, just so you know, this is how you're signing out.
Yeah.
You're signing off. So I just
This is
want
really.
before
Do
you
other
continue-
people need to hear about this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Before you
actually,
continue-
it's pretty
it's
important.
It's literally the most
So if you- if
crime-ridden
you've
city.
lasted an hour of this,
We're gonna lose like 0.8
Yeah, yeah.
listeners right
Yeah,
now
yeah,
from
yeah.
Gary, Indiana.
let's hear it.
No, they fucking actually love.
They
eating
fucking
people.
do it.
They love eating people. It's just like literally a place that's like worse than Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Detroit's like on like a step up from Gary, Indiana.
Detroit's the
You mean-
suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Gary End is a step up from.
Here,
Detroit.
I'll just give you
Oh,
a
step
Reddit
up and
a
got
Reddit.
nice.
It has a Reddit post.
All right.
So okay, this is about someone's visit to Gary, Indiana. So when my friends and I were in high school, we would go all the way to all you can eat wing night at a place in Portage. No,
Sorry. Oh no, sorry.
no, it's just
I'm
me
sorry,
just
Liz.
dropping my phone.
Well, if you're
No, I'm
gonna
sorry,
do this, then
I-
you better
no,
grab
I fell
it.
asleep.
You fucking
I
suck.
fell asleep. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fall asleep.
I know.
That's
Sometimes it happens to
basically
me.
what,
happens
like, if you
when I'm really
stop
bored.
in the
It's a
city,
terrible
someone
story.
will rob you. And cops will tell you not to stop at stoplights and stop signs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And they just tell you to get the fuck out of this town.
So
And you're-
Oakland.
so there was once a place that was very dangerous, is what you're saying.
We should do a
No,
whole
it's-
episode on that.
Yeah.
And on that note, signing off.